Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Glad to have you here. Today we have an FFA in the new Steel Faith beta, um, and this is the game that will be in the new update for Steel Faith. And so there's new abilities added for all the races of the old world, uh, just like the new races have like Scurry and Murderous Prowess and Martial Mastery. All the new factions will be getting something similar. I am playing the Empire, Skaven to my left, Lizardmen to my right, and Beastmen across from me. And I'm just going to be taking my stuff over here, heading towards the dinos, because I figure I would do a little bit better against them with this build that I have going, which is a lot of anti-large and a lot of spears and a lot of halberds and gunpowder. So I figured I would rush towards this guy and away from that Skaven artillery. But that'll be here in the future. We got to do some army comp. So over here I have Zentler's Reichsguard, and I do have running with them a warrior priest. And I'm tried to bring a lot of heroes this time because the new ability for the Empire is Imperial Tactics. And so that gives a plus 15% charge bonus, plus 15% armor piercing damage, and plus 15% reload skill to everything in the circle. So essentially it's trying to get you to just use heroes along with your units to kind of demonstrate that a lot of these times, these Empire State troops weren't fighting alone; they were fighting with stuff. And we tried to pick bonuses, or they tried to pick bonuses that would only affect kind of one group. Armor piercing damage for infantry, range, reload skill for troops, for like range troops, and then charge bonus for running them with cav. So I have one over here. I've got a warrior priest up in the main line, and then I've got Karl Franz over here on horse with Gal Maraz, running with the Royal Altar of Griffites. And they're a pretty terrifying team because this guy has, as you know, seen in the other videos, he does have Gal Maraz, which gives plus 16 bonus versus large, plus 40% armor piercing damage, and the Reikland Runefang, which is going to bump these Royal Altar of Griffites up to like 68 attack or something like that. Something crazy. And then not only that, but in Steel Faith, he does have armor sundering. So I figured he'd be great to kind of run around and make these guys do even more damage and just kind of Lord Hunt and Dino Hunt. So that's why I kind of brought this little goon squad. You can see I'm dodging some artillery going off early, and I do have a Jade Wizard here with Regrowth and Earthblood to kind of keep this group healthy. Main line of Flagellants and Halberds. I got some Sterling's Revenge, some Free Company, and of course the Silver Bullets. 2 spears in the back, and a unit of halberdiers. I also have 2 Empire Knights, who I figured I would use to harass whoever I wasn't attacking. So, Imperial Tactics for the Empire, and we're going to go head off there towards the dinos. Over here, you can see the Skaven. They've got a ton of stuff. Night Runner slings in the back, 2 catapults, Clan Rat Spear Storm Vermin, Clan Rats. You can see he does have a Plague Priest on the bell, Warp Fire Thrower, Hellpit Abomination. It looks like he does have Queek Head Taker. He's got some more Night Runners and some Storm Vermin. Pretty classic Skaven army with some Death Runners here, kind of as almost looks like the main line, which is pretty terrifying for armies, for armored infantry. Over here you can see look, there's just massive, just gore herd. You can see these guys do have Primal Fury, and I think that was potentially made stronger, but you can see they're all vanguarded over here. There's a Brave Shaman of Shadows, some Bulgors. Let's see if they got anything new. Jagged Dagger, it's like a Arcane Conduit. Sorry about that. And you can see some Minotaurs here rushing in. Gorbull, some Minotaurs with great weapons who are terrifying. They do have that Mark of Corn, that Blood Greed, so that's going to be pretty terrifying. Some Corngors who are in the Steel Faith unit, and Morgar the Shadowgrave, who was recently debuffed in this latest patch. And you can see actually one of his things, the Staff of Ruinous Crumption, and then the other one, the Spirit Essence of Chaos, is automatically targeting. So you don't even target that anymore. That just kind of goes off whenever something is nearby, and I really, really like that. It does kind of debuff him, but it also just makes it a much easier ability to use. Feral Manticore up here. You can see the Lizardmen over here. They do have some Stars Warriors with shields, Skink Skirmishers, 2 Bastillodons with Revivification Crystals. He does have the Lord Mazdabundi on his Zlak, I believe. Some Temple Guard escorting him. A bunch of Cold One Spear Riders, some Cold One Riders. He's got some Croxagors, a Skink Chief on foot for that extra cold blood. And you can see he is kind of just, Jack over here is just moving away from me. And then he just has 2 Chameleon Skinks hidden in this forest. So we're going to get started. I'm going to go chasing dinos, and these Skaven are going to get started. You can see I don't think the Skaven player was expecting this many Gores this close. So you can see nice shot into their own Storm Vermin there. And then Gore Herd getting into those Night Runner slings. Not how you want to start the engagement. You can see these Storm Vermin not happy about being shot in the back. And you can see these Minotaurs with great weapons coming after this Hellpit Abomination. And these guys are monsters at fighting anti-large troops. So they're going to do a ton of damage to the Hellpit. And you can see he's already kind of dropping. Blessed with Filth is being dropped. And it looks like it does give them that poison buff. Death Runners coming in here. And Death Runners will kind of get just crushed by Gores, I think, cost-wise. Just because they're really meant to be fighting armor. It's a nice, oh man, it just chunked those Clan Rats. But doing much less of these Storm Vermin. You can see Plague coming up over here. And this is just a cluster. So you can see some Gore Herds are routing, Night Runner slings, Pit of Shades coming down, Hounds of Pestilence coming around the back, along with some Centaurs with great weapons that I missed earlier, and a Feral Manticore. So just all sorts of craziness, but there's a lot of Gores here, and there's a lot of lightly armored infantry coming. And you can see already this main line is losing decisively and buckling, just under the threat of all this. You can see the Warp Lightning Cannon as well as this Plague Priest comes in. These Hounds are going to go after Queek, which I think is a good move. And I actually sent one of my Empire Knights over here to charge into the back of the artillery. But I am going to find these Night Runner slings. You can look over here. I'm kind of just rushing this way, and I'm planning to move up this hill and kind of try and engage on some favorable terrain here. Because if my handgunners do get the high ground, then that means they can shoot in and really help deal with this massive amount of Saurus warriors that I'm going to be facing that I really don't have an answer for. So you can see I am moving up here as this fight continues to rage on. Wow, I do nothing and gain no points. You can see Occam's Mind Razor coming down here, so that's plus like 88% damage to all these troops as this Plague Priest comes in. And it's just going to help finish the job. Because what does this Bulgars get up to? Oh, I think we missed it. But they get up to a ton of damage. There you can see those Blood Claw Catapults, though, doing work. Up to 8 kills. You can see there, though, this Plague Priest already almost routing. Attacked by artillery, it looks like. And just all sorts of craziness. You can see there, helping to rout these cheap infantry. You can see Queek over here helping to deal with Centaurs. Then in the back, I did get into these Night Runners with slings. So I'm getting some nice, easy points over here.
As long as we outnumber them, we will hold.
The Empire Knights have not the best. They only have 30 melee attack. These guys, I guess, have 30. These Night Runners with slings actually have more melee attack. But the Empire Knights with their high armor should be able to get through it. So you can see here, Feral Manticore shutting this down. Gorebull shutting this one down. Nice targeting there. You can see, looks like another Plague is coming down. Oh my god, what was that? This is just too much here going on, and yeah, you can see over on the mini-map, we're still positioning. So we haven't really done anything this game. We've just kind of been watching this go down. So you can see I'm actually sending a whole nother Empire unit over and around. You can see Blessed with Filth on Quick Head Tigger. I can't, yeah, it must be I think it's a buff, right? Yeah, that's the poison buff. But Queek with that poison buff is pretty terrifying. You can see Chameleon Skinks did get over here. Gore Herd coming back into town. Plague Priest still fighting. You can see these Chameleon Skinks. And then I did bring my Empire Knights, and they're going to get a nice charge onto the back of these Chameleon Skinks before they get poisoned. But they're not going to remain unpoisoned for long. And we're not really going to be able to catch these guys. But you can see over here I have moved on to the second Night Runner unit. So kind of slowly getting my money's worth over there. Over here, you can see I am moving into position on this hill, which is exactly what I wanted. But I'm kind of paying attention to my Empire Knights at this point. So here you can see Ruination of Cities is going to be coming down.
Moving now.
And just look at the devastation. Oh my goodness, just
Taking
a
position.
ton of troops. You can see almost my entire halberdier unit taken down, and then a banishment on these guys just cut through my flagellants. So this was not the best start, and I was feeling pretty terrified. You can see my Free Company militia opening fire on those Croxagores, starting to flee. I always forget to turn off skirmish mode on my cavalry, on my ranged troops. I don't know why. It's just a terrible, terrible mistake. So you can see these Croxagores are going to get in here, and because of my own poor positioning, get into these Free Company militia. As you can see these Saurus warriors coming up, you can see these halberdiers already fleeing, but you can see I'm going to bring my Altar of Griffites over here to help, and then pull in my reserves, because there's really no way he can flank me. So I need to have 3 units in reserve here. You can see more pikemen, some halberdiers, and more pikemen over here. I also have this cab that I can pull in. You can see these Saurus warriors are going to go after these flagellants, so I'm just going to turn my Sterling's Revenge over here and shoot into the back of them, and then I'm going to send some halberdiers in the middle to help out. And you can see these Croxagores are just getting put down by the Royal Altar Griffites, which makes sense. You can see now Karl Franz is going to go after Lord Mazda Mundi. You can see over here, we've got those halberdiers stuck in. Let's go take a look at this other side. You can see really just the Beastmen cleaning up. Empire Knights still in the back lines, still trying to chase those Chameleon Skinks on this really amazing map. Really not the best for Skaven artillery, we figured out. But yeah, you can see over here, you can see the Royal Altar of Griffites, especially with that Reichland Runefang and Stand Your Ground, bumping them up to 72-76. So really very difficult to hit, very difficult to miss as well. So, that is going to be very good, especially for taking down large dinos like Lord Mazda and these Distillodons. You can see I also brought in my Zentner's Reichsguard, and my Free Company militia are shooting now. You can see my silver bullets are firing at them, and I'm just keeping my Jade Wizard as safe as I can. And then over here you can see he did pull some Skink Skirmishers in, and they are going to take out the Sterling's Revenge. You can see he dropped a Comet on me over here from Lord Mazmundi, and that did a ton of damage on my Sterling's Revenge, which I was really sad about. I've definitely not used the best, used my ranged troops to my greatest advantage here. You can see Lord Mazmundi does pull out, and you can see my Royal Elder Griffites and Zinder's Reichsguard trying to help. I do cast Regrowth on these guys to keep them in the fight, because they are pretty important, especially if the Beastmen are going to be coming later. And then, oh god, this is what you get for blobbing. Let's just watch as oh my god, just torn apart. So nice damage there. You can see Lord Mazmundi up to 190 kills already. Luckily, I do have still Karl Franz. I do have this Royal Altar Griffites who is full health with 20 kills here. So coming after these Croxagores, and you can see these Sterling's Revenge, especially with these Halberdiers, are just kind of holding off these Saurus Warriors. They're not going to win that fight though. Looks like another Ruination of Cities coming down. Looks like I got lucky there that it didn't proc it this way. Over here you can see, looks like I'm trying to run down some Skaven stuff with my Empire Knights, try to slow down the Beastmen, but especially with these Gorbals and these Minotaurs that grow up, and my Emperor Knights are just going to get trashed and like disappear off the face of the earth. Then over here you can see my Silver Bullets retargeting, trying to find the best target. Saurus Warriors over here, you can see Temple Guard still almost full health, which is pretty terrifying, especially because my main force over here is kind of capped. Royal Altar Griffites here coming after Lord Mazmundi, really trying to take him off the field. Zenler's Reichsguard here down to about half health, but you can see I am chasing after Lord Mazmundi with almost everything I have. I know I need to kind of break a lot of these guys' leadership, and you can see the Distillodon just coming around. Shut down my handgunners, and there's really nothing I can do about it because I don't have much infantry left. Lord Mazmundi's spells have kind of isolated a lot of my cheap fodder infantry and just slaughtered them. You can see these Croxagores are in here. Actually, these are just Saurus Warriors, and they're just going to tear up these Halberdiers because they do not count as large. But over here you can see the Bastillodon is starting to rout. I still have this Free Company Militia who's firing, and you can see Mazmundi pretty low. Really trying to take out these Bastillodons so that the healing stops. But you can see I really just have some Flagellants, some heroes. Zentler's Reichsguard I brought over here, trying to free my Silver Bullets. And then over here you can see Chameleon Skinks The Beastmen are just converging on my Empire Knights, and they're just going to be cut to pieces. But it's distracting them. It's not having them come over here and shut down my range contingents, which is nice. And you can see there, Lord Masamune did pull out just because I don't really have much left infantry-wise, so I can't really afford to leave anything here to go chase after him. So you can see Skink Chief, some more Skink cohort coming in. I'll finish off these Cold One Riders with Carl and the Royal Elder Cryphites. You can see here getting some nice shots. Again, another regrowth being popped on these Sendler's Reichsguard. So just trying to keep them alive. But you can see I do leave them in here with these Temple Guard, which is not the best, not the place they want to be. So just so cool, you can see my Warrior Priest over here is losing decisively, which makes sense. And you can see I kind of just have ranged troops and cav left. I have some Flagellants. There's some Temple Guard over here. You can see I'm just going to line up all my troops to shoot at this Temple Guard. And you're just going to see just barrages of fire come down this hill over here. You can see I've left my heroes in there, pulled out my Zentler's Reichsguard, and I'm just going to try to shoot them to death. Because I really don't want to fight them in melee. And you can see their health is dropping relatively fast, but they do have shields. I don't know if they're quite procced. But their unit models are kind of everywhere. So I don't really know exactly where I'm shooting. You can see my Warrior Priest is slowly going down. And then you can see over here the Cyrus Warriors are taking shots in the back. And they are rampaging, so there's really nothing he can do except let me shoot. Which is the sad part about rampage mechanics. So this is working out for me, but you can see these beastmen are coming over the hill. Like Gandalf, but for the evil factions. Coming over the hill. Zendler's Reichsguard over here fighting off some Cyrus Warriors with shields. And I'm going to try and countercharge these Warhounds. My Zendler's Reichsguard should be able to take these guys out. They are like in 1,000 gold unit, so they're not the easiest to take out. You can see this Bray Shaman is going to come in here, just ramrod through, but Carl's going to stop him. And you can see Royal Elder Cryphites coming up here. You can see I was over here just trying to scare all this stuff off. So you can see I did finally rout off the Temple Guard as the Gore Herd are coming in onto my Free Company, and I'm going to let them have that and bring my Royal Altar Cryphites over here. Another Earthblood coming down. So just really trying to get my value off of these guys. And especially rear charging some Corporals, they are going to do a bunch of work. Especially with that plus 15% armor piercing damage and charge bonus from Carl. So cutting down the Gore Bowl. You can see Morgars around. I sick this Warrior Priest over here on the Bray Shaman. See, bit of shades coming down. But yeah, just really, my Griffites are just too much. They're too powerful of a unit left alive. You can see these Gore Herd are going to be terrified off the field by them. And I'm going to kind of save my few remaining Free Company and Silver Bullets and Sterling's Revenge. And then you can see their 81 melee attack with that Reichland Rune thing is pretty terrifying. And then from that ability, they get about 10 more armor piercing damage just because they're around Carl, which is pretty good. And over here you can see just trying really hard to keep my points above Prattman's. As you can see, these Cyrus Warriors come back, dropping my last Earthblood, I think. Not sure how much this Zendler's Reichsguard can even heal, but I don't think I've lost any models on my Zendler's or on my Royal Altar Cryphites yet. They're gonna run over here. Take a decent amount of damage here from Lord Masamune, but you know, once the charge bonus is over and they can kind of just get an extended combat, which is what they want, that's when they're going to do the best. And especially with Carl in here, sundering his armor to like 70, it's going to really help. Kind of put him in a more damageable range of armor. Chameleon Skinks over here coming in to pester. You can see Feral Manticore. Then over here you can see there's just too much coming from all directions for me to kind of protect. Nice Comet there. It's just going to annihilate what's left of my Silver Bullets. So really I just have 3 heroes, some Zentler's Reichsguard, and then I've got a no ammo Sterling's Revenge and some Royal Altar Cryphites. But he finally does shatter, so I'm able to kind of bring these guys up. and around, and then I just have to deal with these chameleon skinks. You can see over there that that Manticore is doing work. 82 kills on that Manticore. You can see shooting down here at my Sterling's Revenge. That is definitely a target they're going to win against. You can see over here my Zentlers did pull in here, but the Manticore is going to chase after and do some good damage. See, nice column formation from my Demigraphs. But yeah, they don't have enough leadership here left to kind of tank on a terror-causing unit like the Royal Aldrich Graphites. So you can see once they're both hit by that, they just go scurrying off the battlefield. See Carl full health, 5,461. And they're just going to swarm this remaining Manticore. Jade Wizard in there. Really just a hero goon squad left. So we'll go take a look. You can see my Zenler's Rexguard did very well. My Empire Knights getting almost more kills because they were fighting Skaven than everything else. You can see my front line just got devastated by the dinosaurs, but my ranged troops did what they needed to do. My heroes buffed everybody up, and you can see Carl and the Royal Electric Graphites definitely MVPs, taking out those Croxagors, taking out Lord Mazdamundi, and a lot of those dinos, and then Morgar, especially at the end. You saw how quickly he went down. We go to Prattman here. You can see the Bratium of Status, 261, 269 on these guys. Those Bolt Minotaurs, the great weapons, got a Chevron from taking down that Hell Pit Abomination. You can see even this Feral Manticore did as well. Just nice army comp here from Prattman. We can look at Jack. You can see Masamudi, 313, 195, 111, 131. Just cutting through my chaff like they're nothing. These Croxagors, yeah, not the best matchup against the Empire to bring these guys. But I think if he had been fighting Prattman or Martin here, they would have been a good choice. So, you know, in the FFAs, you do have to build for kind of all armies. And then Martin over here, you can see his Plague Priest, 184 kills with all those Plague drops. And then you can see, yeah, the Death Runners just not doing super well because they weren't fighting armor. Hellplate getting, like, put down. You can see these Plague doing pretty well. And look, the Lightning Cannon did get a Chevron from shooting at those Minotaurs. And poor Queek, 16 kills. Probably fighting off Bulgors just a little bit out of his league. But anyways, great game to all these guys. Hope you enjoyed the new Empire ability. And thanks so much for watching. That's that.